How Nigeria became so rich. Nigeria has the largest economy in Africa and one of the fastest growing economies in the world. It is no doubt that this giant country has made tremendous headlines in Africa and world news, topping in many aspects of the African economy. Aside from birthing the richest man in Africa, Nigeria has grown rapidly in comedy, movies, music and arts, keeping them second to none other African country, hence boosting or perhaps skyrocketing its economy above most African countries. Before we continue on this very enticing topic, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our new updates. Despite its growth in GDP, Nigeria is a country with a significant inequality gap. Wealth is typically found in the south and in and around Lagos. However, the north is exceptionally poor. Almost half of Nigerians' population live on less than $1 per day. How Nigeria's industrial sector is changing. The structure of Nigeria's economy has changed significantly. Its economy has transformed from one mainly based on agriculture to manufacturing and services. Around 52% of Nigeria's GDP now comes from manufacturing and services. Mechanization and rural-urban migration have led to a decline in the number of people employed in agriculture. Manufacturing and services have grown as a result of Nigeria's increased political stability. Countries such as China, the USA, and South Africa have easily invested in Nigeria. There has also been considerable growth in the service sector, particularly in IT services. The oil and gas industry has been very important to the Nigerian economy. Despite the country having the 11th largest oil reserves in the world and accounting for 90% of Nigeria's international currency coming from oil, inefficiencies at refineries, the large domestic demand for energy, and fluctuating prices have created an economic challenge. As a result, oil and gas only contribute to around 9% to Nigeria's GDP. The fastest growing sector in Nigeria at the moment is manufacturing. A combination of the cheap and plentiful labor force along with its huge market, both within and beyond the country, has led to rapid economic growth. Contribution of agriculture to GDP in Nigeria. Nigeria's agricultural sector contributes to a significant part of the country's GDP. Between July and September 2021, the agriculture contributed to almost 30% of the total GDP, an increase by about 6 percentage points compared to the previous quarter. Agriculture is a key activity for Nigeria's economy after oil. Nevertheless, agricultural activities provide livelihood for many Nigerians, whereas the wealth generated by oil reach a restricted share of people. Nigeria has an arable land area of 34 million hectares, 6.5 million hectares for permanent crops, and 28.6 million hectares on meadows and pastures. Agriculture accounts for about 30% of Nigeria's GDP, just as we previously stated. The country is a leader in various types of agricultural production, such as palm oil, cocoa beans, pineapple, and sorghum. It is the largest producer of sorghum in the world, just after the United States, and ranks 5th in the production of palm oil and cocoa beans. Nigeria is also a large global exporter in this sector. Oil, fruits, nuts, seeds are among the 10 best performing export categories. With these statistics, it is clear to see why this country became so rich so quickly. Petroleum industry in Nigeria. Nigeria is the largest oil and gas producer in Africa. Crude oil from the Niger Delta Basin comes in two types, light and comparatively heavy. The lighter around 36 gravity and the heavier 20 to 25 gravity. Both types are paraffinic and low in sulfur. Nigeria's economy and budget has been largely supported from income and revenues generated from the petroleum industry since 1960. Statistics as of February 2021 shows that the Nigeria's oil sector contributes to about 9% of the entire country's GDP. Nigeria, as the largest oil and gas producer in Africa, is a major exporter of crude oil and petroleum products to the United States of America. In 2010, Nigeria exported over 1 million barrels per day to the United States of America, representing 9% of the US total crude oil and petroleum product imports and over 40% of Nigeria exports. Oil has become a source of unimaginable wealth for many African tycoons, allowing the country to advance South Africa to become the biggest economy on the continent. Within Nigeria's oil sector, there is one particular on-the-sea area, roughly 100 kilometers from the Niger Delta, called the Agbami oil fields, which are the source of what has become known as Nigeria's black gold. The Dangote refinery, which is expected to process 650,000 barrels per day, is an integrated refinery and petrochemical project under the construction in the Lekki Free Zone, Lagos. It is also expected to be Africa's biggest oil refinery and the world's biggest single-train facility upon completion. Already, the fertilizer plant is said to be ready and could be commissioned anytime to add to the agricultural revolution, not only in Nigeria but in some parts of Africa, to boost the continent's economy. The optimism by the global financial watchdog on the potential of Dangote refinery is a victory to the resilience of Africa's richest man's contribution to the economic emancipation of Nigeria and the continent at large. Nigeria's wealth in recent years can be attributed to its rapid growth in the oil and gas sector, not neglecting also its manufacturing and agricultural sectors that have all enormously boosted this West African state's economy drastically, putting them first and second to none in Africa. Moving forwards, aside from oil, gas, manufacturing and agriculture, other aspects of the economy has made Nigeria not just stand out but greatly contribute to the country's wealth. How Nollywood made Nigeria rich. The Nigerian film industry is undoubtedly helping create jobs in a country with an economy that relies mainly on oil and agriculture. Over 1 million people are currently employed in this industry, making it the country's largest employer after agriculture. The Nigerian film industry produces over 50 movies per week and second only to India's Bollywood, more than Hollywood in the United States. Although its revenues are not on par with Bollywood's and Hollywood's, Nollywood still generates an impressive $590 million annually. Believing that if the industry is properly managed, 1 million more jobs could be created in the sector. The World Bank is currently assisting the Nigerian government to create a growth and employment in state projects to support the entertainment industry along with other industries. Chioma Nwangboso, a World Bank finance and private sector specialist, says that the bank understands the job creation potential of the Nigerian film industry and the need for a fruitful export for the country. Without initial support from the government, Nollywood propelled itself to the position it occupies today, and a little lift could take the industry to even greater heights, she adds. Low production costs. Koichiro Matsura, former Director General of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, says that film and video production are shining examples of how cultural industries, as vehicles of identity, values and meanings, can open the door to dialogue and understanding between peoples, but also to economic growth and development. The African film industry is not only an entertainment industry, it is also a money maker. Film industry analysts believe that the Nigerian cinema is the most popular on the continent. Nollywood films have a large following in Africa and among Africans around the world. They gained popularity during the digital revolution of the early 1990s, when camcorders replaced 35mm film cameras and digital systems replaced celluloid as recording devices. At the time, while some parts of the world adapted to the new digital technology, Nigeria continued to use inexpensive VHS tapes and players that were easily accessible and affordable to consumers. Eventually, film technology evolved as movies made on DVDs started to generate huge demand. On average, producing a movie in Nigeria costs between $25,000 to $70,000, says the British Broadcasting Corporation. The films are produced within a month and are profitable within 2 to 3 weeks of release. Most DVD movies easily sell more than 20,000 units, while the most successful ones sell over 200,000 units. It is therefore without a doubt that Nollywood has immensely contributed to Nigeria's wealth in recent years. Music and arts. It is no debate that some of Africa's biggest hitmakers all came from Nigeria. This West African country has been topping the list when it comes to Afrobeats, producing A-list artists like Davido, Tekno, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Yemi Alade, and the list goes on and on. So how does the music and arts sector contribute in Nigeria's wealth? Let's find out. The music industry today, locally and globally, is a major contributor to youth employment and empowerment. Its current value doesn't represent food for the soul only, but as well food for the pockets. To understand the state of the music industry in Nigeria, it is important to highlight some of the several business opportunities inherent in this industry, which has made it an immensely profitable one without necessarily being a music artist. They include, but are not limited to, owning a record label, owning a music streaming platform, commercialized songwriting gigs, artist or band management, music event planning, music video directing, entertainment law, being an actual musical artist, owning a music TV or radio station ownership, amongst others. A key stakeholder involved in the music business is the telecommunication service providers who actively utilize the output of the music industry for their product servicing such as ringtones, color tunes, etc. Investing in the Nigerian music industry may appear to be a Herculean and confusing venture. This is hugely attributed to the vaguely defined business structure of the industry. For example, an investor seeking investment opportunities in an organization would expect that the financial statements are duly audited by a competent accountant or accounting firm. They would also expect that forecasts and projections are properly done and the management team and corporate structure of the intended firm are clearly defined. Sadly, most of the music record labels in Nigeria cannot boast of possessing all these criteria, and this continues to stand in the way of solid investments. But nonetheless, the industry has built a huge sum of the country's economy. The Performing Musicians Employers Associations of Nigeria (PMAN) is a body set up in 1984 to protect and promote the interests of musicians in Nigeria. On the official website of the association, it is noted that the PMAN purchased a server for the purpose of storing the data of performing artists in Nigeria. This is coming off the back of a non-existent database of musicians in Nigeria. It is indeed a welcomed development as potential investors looking to invest in any artist can verify the details of such artists via this database. It is important to state that the exact effectiveness of PMAN in achieving its objectives over the years is rather unknown. However, it is necessary that these and other similar bodies are actively pursuing the interest of the players in this industry to ensure growth. The emergence of streaming services and streaming platforms like Boomplay, Apple Music, and Spotify has greatly impacted the music listening experience in Nigeria and globally. With this development, an artist now earns royalties based on the number of streams their songs have garnered on the streaming platform. Although these streaming platforms have made CD piracy a thing of the past, a new challenge was created: digital piracy. Prior to the emergence, music recordings in Nigeria were sold on compact discs. This created a huge opportunity for pirates to reproduce and sell these CDs at a cheaper rate, thereby stripping the artist of any profits on such a piece of work. In recent years, the Nigerian music business has skyrocketed, with tons of new artists emerging each year, low-key creating new jobs and reducing unemployment level and poverty in a whole. It is therefore no doubt that this sector has greatly contributed in Nigeria's growth in recent years. Other aspects of entertainment like comedy skits are also an essential part of Nigeria's success in modern time, creating many influentials that in turn become brand representatives and hence generating income for the country's economy and low-key creating managerial and human resource jobs. There you have it, explorers, how Nigeria became so rich. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend. Feel free to leave a comment to let us know if we omitted any points. The best comments will be pinned.